Well, while Jessica's in the gym, we're going to eat some hoagies, right?
We are, because tonight is the return of an ABC icon.
Right.
Or whoever bought you. Did ESPN buy you, or did you buy ESPN? How's that work? But you're all the family, right?
I just get a paycheck. That's
ABC and ESPN are related somehow.
Disney bought them all.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, I think Walt owns all of us.
Anyways, Monday Night Football. It doesn't go better than Monday Night Football. And we're going to do 2 different hoagies that are real simple to make, that are real fun for this sort of application.
Awesome.
First one is a meatball, and then because we're going to Washington to play. Who are we playing tonight? Washington. Who are they playing?
The Eagles.
Okay, and they're from
Philly.
And they make
cheesesteaks.
Thank you. Okay, see, it all goes together, Meredith. On ABC. So it was going to be on ESPN anyway.
Perfect.
But anyways, we're going to do a Philly steak sandwich, an authentic Philly steak sandwich.
Okay.
In both these situations, the one thing I think is unique is that a lot of the flavor from both come from the oil or the grease of the meat. So we're going to talk about the meatballs real quick. This is a real simple meatball recipe, and what I like to do is 2 to 1. Use 2 pounds of ground beef to 1 pound of sausage. I used a hot sausage here.
Okay.
I use a little bit of milk and a few slices of bread. Bust them up. Grill an onion, caramelize it, stick it in there. Also a little garlic. Mix that all together. Make your meatballs. And these can go in the oven 350 for about 20 minutes. They're done. Okay.
Perfect.
Then what I like to do to make it a lot simpler on folks is if you'll take. There's so many good sauces out there in the world today. If you'll take. One of the sauces you can buy, this is a Bertelli. There's all kinds. What I do is buy that, warm it up, and add just a little bit of fresh basil to it. And you can even add some garlic to it. This has garlic and oil in it. So you kind of just want to change or kind of enhance the flavor of it. And then the other key element is you got to have a good piece of cheese.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is you're just going to put the meatballs after they cook 350. You're just going to stick them into the sauce and let them go. And then you're just going to top your bun like that. Now you can, like I said, you can put these into the sauce, or you can do what I'm doing right now, which is just taking a little sauce and going over the top. If your hoagies are sliced, this is the best way to do it because they're not quite so sloppy.
And what kind of cheese do you use?
We're going to use provolone. This is actually a provolone mozzarella mix.
Okay.
And which I find works really, really well because you kind of get both flavors in there.
Oh, yeah.
And you get a real nice piece of, or a nice sandwich. The other thing about it is, before we came on air, I put an aluminum pan over this sandwich. It's a good way to melt the cheese real quick. If you throw a little bit of, put a little bit of water on it, it'll create humidity, and that'll melt the cheese as well. Or you can just stick them back in the oven. But these are real simple to make. And again, this is one of the things I think people really get confused about. If you go out and you buy a sauce like this, and buy a quality sauce, but if you go buy a sauce like this, I was laughing when I bought this yesterday. You know, my friend Mario Bertelli has one on the top shelf. It's like $6 a jar. Right. You don't need that. Okay. Buy something like this, a Bertelli or something like that. Go home and just add some garlic to it, add a little fresh basil to it. You'll get a real nice fresh flavor. Yeah. But you want to buy a spaghetti or a kind of Italian sauce. Try to stay away from marinara. It's a little bit chunkier. Awesome. You get the tomato chunks in there.
All right, we got one more dish coming up. First, we're going to check in with Jessica.
She's eating your food.
That's good.
That's what it's here for.
It's not supposed to work.
Yeah, but it's going to be all gone before you can even do your segment.
Exactly.
I'm going to hit me up on a bell pepper there since you're doing that.
So should I just go ahead and start?
Yeah, just go ahead.
Okay. We're going to do these Philly steak sandwiches, and I'm going to give you the key to a good Philly steak sandwich. Okay. It has nothing to do with the meat, bread, or anything else. Okay.
Okay.
This is ribeye, and what you can do is buy yourself a couple 16-ounce steaks, or you need to get a pretty big piece. Stick them in your freezer for about 3 hours. Okay. Let them get not frozen, but a little bit more solid.
The meat?
Yeah, it'll be a lot easier for you to slice it because you want to slice it real thin. Okay. See, here at Good Life, Good Food, we're about giving you suggestions on how to do things better.
That's so smart.
So anyways, if you'll stick it in the freezer for just a little bit, it makes it a lot easier for you to cut it because you want to slice it real thin. So you want to be able to get in there and just run your blade across it real thin. And don't be afraid if it falls apart. That's okay because that's what you want.
Then it's easier to do.
Yes, and this is ribeye, and I'm going to tell you right now, the majority of the times that you do this, if you'll use a meat like this rather than buying the old Philly steak meat, you've seen that before. Right. This is a lot better product. So anyways, okay, we're going to do that. But here is the key to a good Philly steak sandwich. Okay. You want to take your bun, get your meat in the bun, and then you want to take these tongs away from her, and you want to go where the meat was cooking, and you want to stick it right there. Oh, wow. Okay? Because what's happening now is you're getting all that grease and all that flavor and all the stuff from off the meat onto the bun, okay? So you're just going to flip it back over. Yeah. I'm going to flip it back over. Top it with your. Now I use caramelized onions, like I was saying earlier.
Right.
If you'll just cut your onions up and stick them in a skillet, put a little oil in there, and let them cook all the way down. All the way down. You want them just keep cooking, and then add a little bit of sugar after they've been in there about 5 minutes. It'll help help caramelize them, and they'll turn that nice brown color. But I'm telling you, the one thing that I think people make a huge mistake when they make a Philly, and tonight I encourage everyone to watch Monday Night Football. You think this was a plug for Monday Night Football, but watch Monday Night Football, because I guarantee you they'll show people making Philly steak sandwiches there, because it's a big thing in Philly, even though the game's in Washington. And when they do, you'll see them on a grill like this, and you'll see them sopping up all that great flavor from the grease of the meat. So this is why you want to use a nice quality piece of meat, like a nice ribeye. Cut it real thin. And you can see how it cooks up very fast.
Yeah. How long on the grill?
Not very long, maybe like 2-3 minutes. And if you get it spread out here, what you want to do is once you get it like this, you can start moving stuff into it, let it sit there and cook all together, and consolidate all those flavors. And like I said earlier, you can stick these in an oven or just put a little pan over them, aluminum pan, or even a skillet. Set it over the top, it'll melt it down the rest of the way. This is this is one of those things that we talk about all the time. And I don't do it because she says she don't make any money, because I think they pay her big bucks. But anyways, this is one of those things where you can feed a lot of folks a little bit of money. Buy yourself 2 steaks. Look at all the meat you're going to get out of it. So you're going to be able to make 6, 7, 8 sandwiches out of this.
No one walks away hungry.
No one walks away hungry. It's a great way to do a football party, because you have all these sandwiches. And I'm telling you, one of the best things you can do with this is wrap that thing in some wax paper. Let it sit there. People can pull it out and start eating it during the game. This is a fantastic way to enjoy Monday Night Football or any football game.
But can Meredith have it with wine?
Right,
yeah.
that is a question. I think Merlot
it's
goes
beef,
with
absolutely. Absolutely. So you have a lot of different options here.
Okay.
Next week we're going to do some shrimp appetizers that you can do for a football game. We'll do football food for the next couple weeks. And
I like it.
Because we got, by the time I get here next week, Alabama will have beaten Texas A&M.
And it will be 3-0 with a big win over the Crimson Tide.
Life will be good. When Nick gets done, I'll see you guys all on Monday.
All right, we'll see y'all then. We'll be right back.